I feel like roller skating has changed my life.
Yes.
Wheels on wheels with Mean Bean.
Hi, I'm Mean Bean, and this is Fields on Wheels, the talk show about roller skating. Tinisha, otherwise known as Freight Train, started roller skating with her father when she was 2 years old in Houston, Texas. She has over 30 years' experience in rhythm and dance skating. Thanks to a local skate shop owner giving her father a flyer about roller derby, Freight Train joined Houston Roller Derby in 2011. She moved to Austin to try out for the Texas Roller Girls Texecutioners in 2015. She began roller derby coaching in 2014 and has coached over 100 leagues across the US, Canada, Australia, Europe, and Iceland. Some of her many achievements include she was rostered and played for the USAR's Team USA Roller Derby team in 2022 and 2024. She has 4 WFTDA tournament medals, 1 gold and 3 silver. She won the WFTDA Playoff Atlanta MVP Award in 2018. In 2025, she made Team USA and represented her country at the Roller Derby World Cup in Innsbruck, Austria, where they won the gold. She currently plays for multiple leagues, including Angel City, Austin Anarchy, MRDA, and Black Diaspora. She also teaches jam and dance skate classes, skate kickboxing classes, and extreme hip-hop step aerobics classes. Her full-time job is transporting pets across the US and Canada through her business, Transport with Tinisha. Freight Train, thank you so much for coming on the show. So you've been jam skating for a really long time, and you still do quite a bit of dance skating.
I teach dance skating for recreation, right? I
Yeah.
do that more at home, and then I do some at RollerCon and stuff like that. Skate dance kickboxing came from the pandemic, where I was on every single week for almost 2 years, and that's where that came from. And then I still do it at RollerCon, and then I kind of do it every once in a while at people clinics and stuff like that. Yeah, I still jam skate, rhythm skate to this day. And yeah, I just go to the rink, relax, go dance, have fun, and oh no, hang out with myself, I guess. I don't know.
You took a gamble and you moved from Houston to Austin, right, to play for Texas Roller Girls?
Yeah, I'm pretty set and like this is what I'm gonna do. Like I didn't wait for my apartment lease. I just kind of cut it off right away and then quit my job and just kind of moved over to Austin. You know, the main thing was, and this kind of happens to a lot of players that start to develop and get better and better. At some point, when I became like the higher level of Houston Roller Derby, my dad was like, "You should go try to go play for a higher ranked team. Austin isn't that far away, right?"
Mm-hmm.
So I gave that a shot. I went to some of their open scrimmages right before I made that final decision to move over, just to see what can happen, get more challenging opponents and teammates to see how far I can go with roller derby.
And I remember seeing a video. I did a deep dive.
Yeah, I saw you liking some stuff.
For the tryouts, you did some math to see how many spots were left for Texas Roller Girls, and I think you had worked out that there was 2.
Right. It was Jackie Daniels and then Sandrine was coming. And they were 2 proven higher ranked skaters already. And then there was me coming over from the local team nearby. But something ended up not working out for one of the players. And of course, me and Jackie Daniels was picked for that 2015 Texas Roller Girls charters.
You moved to this new league, but you weren't primarily a jammer right away, right?
No.
So you only ended up becoming a jammer when someone got injured.
Right.
Did you know that you wanted to be primarily a jammer when you moved?
I mean, I've always liked jamming, period. Yeah. From the start, that was always my go-to position, one of my favorite positions to play because I gravitate towards things that are challenging. And at the time, jamming was the most challenging of them all for me. And as far as Texas Roller Girls, like they knew I was a jammer for Houston Roller Derby. I won their primaries, but I wasn't necessarily as ready for their level yet. I wasn't proven yet, right? Mm-hmm. It would be kind of not necessarily a risk, but a wild card. I was thrown in as a wild card every once in a while, like that first and second year of Texas Roller Girls.
Mm-hmm. And you have a great series on Instagram, 10 years of jammer. So congratulations on your 10th year as a jammer. I know you've been playing longer, but 10 years as a dedicated jammer. And it must be really impressive when you look back and see how much progress you've made.
Yeah, I've made a lot of progress, but the game is also different, I find. It's a little bit different from 10 years ago, too. So at that time, tripods were just becoming a thing. So nobody could figure out how to break them apart. So you was just pushing them the entire time to get out. So there wasn't like any solid offensive maneuvers that people have right now. So it was played a little bit differently. But yes, I have progressed. But the game is different too.
Were you one of the first ones with your style of jamming? I feel like I saw that somewhere. Not from you, but somebody said it.
Maybe somebody said it. I think my style of jamming falls into like the pushing, strength and power type of jamming. There have been people before me that does that style as well. Most notable for me was Liquor and Split from Rose City Rollers. Like I always felt like they was a true push jammer. Now what is looked at differently is that I do like the punching style too. So I'm not always just running into the wall and just pushing it. I do kind of like knock people around, and that kind of makes me a little bit different, but I still fall into the category of like a push style gym.
So speaking of knocking people around, one of my very favorite videos of you, that if I'm talking to someone new to roller derby and they're like, who's Freight Train? This is the one I pulled up.
Yeah, I remember that.
Hi guys, this is Rick Woods, and we are today at Spring Fling in Fort Wayne, Indiana, and I am with the fantastic, very mystic Jackie Davis. And Freight Train, of course, Freight Train.
I have this video with H.
My left foot is gonna step back. My left shoulder is gonna come.
So yeah, you're like, as if you're gonna go punch somebody. I'm like, Freight Train, where are you going punching people like this?
As I said in the clinic, like the hits that I do, it should feel as though you are throwing a punch, which means you have to put your whole body into it. So where am I going where I'm throwing punches like that?
Yeah.
Nowhere.
Okay.
But,
I would not want to get in it.
nowhere. I think, I don't know. That's how I jam. I don't know. I've always jammed like that.
What you want to focus on is making sure that you have a complete full target zone that you can hit. I like to call it the green light. And stand at a side body. So I'll be rolling up. My feet's going to be quick. And I'm going to hit you there. Okay? All right.
Wow.
Let's do it again. Here.
Maybe I just took Jackie by surprise at one moment. I was like, I don't know.
You also sent Miracle Whips flying, so I mean, you're playing for Anarchy.
Mhm.
And I noticed that you mentioned that you jam differently in the MRTA.
I just feel like I'm giving maximum effort when I play MRDA. I'm like, this is the best I got right here. Like I don't even know what else to say after this, but it's something about MRDA that forces you to kick it into a different gear. I don't know what it is necessarily. I think because it is open gender play, there's some skaters that's able to move a lot quicker, bigger bodies, harder hits, to where my hard hit ain't nothing compared to. Basically, I'm not knocking them down. Really, we might even each other out, or I might fall over, or the other day I ran into Lou's brother belly. Like that was crazy. Basically, he knocked me out with his belly, and then, but you know,
belly block.
yeah, basically. But I was coming in hot or whatever, and I kind of my face just went on the belly, and I just like it was crazy.
Did I imagine it? I feel like I saw a reel recently, a highlight reel. You were blocking for MRDA and you were hitting some people out. It was like pretty
The
cool.
one that I just posted?
Like recently, yeah.
Yeah,
It was
I
someone
was
else who
jamming
edited
that
it.
one. I mean, I jam.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay, all right.
I don't know. I was definitely jamming in the video recently that I posted
Fair,
with
okay.
Anarchy. So.
It has to be that one then. I'm probably mixing things up. But I remember you knocking some people down.
Yeah.
And it was MRDA. It was Anarchy. So it happens.
Yeah. Sometimes I might swing a little bit harder in MRDA because it's like I have to. Or I feel like I have to because that's literally all I can do. I don't know, to get by or get past them, you know. But I do find myself being more of a agile, jukey, dipping type of jammer when I do play MRDA. I can utilize my speed and agility a little bit more there. Again, it's just different.
And you did say having to be safety jammer a bit less in MRDA.
Yeah. I don't know if it's because, the referees are just kind of letting things go more,
Yeah.
which I'm okay with. I don't
Can
know
use
if
a
it's
little bit
because
more
of.
forearm.
Okay. I don't know if it's because of that necessarily, or I think it is because of that. It's just, I mean, everybody's going after everybody, so it's just even. Like, I don't know.
Fair.
I've been in a couple games like that where they just let it go.
Nice.
Mhm.
Is this your first MRDA champs you're going to this year?
This is gonna be my first playoffs
Oh,
for
okay.
MRDA. I believe Anarchy has been there before, but like before the pandemic. But this is their first time going again after. So this is my first time. Yes.
That's so fun.
Mhm.
Like you just did WIFTA champs, then World Cup, then MRDA champs. You did USARs
USARS, the satellites, and I'm doing that after I'm done here.
right after.
Mm-hmm.
Crazy.
Are you talking about the USARS World Games?
Yeah. Didn't
Okay,
you do that
yeah, I
a year or
did
so
that.
ago? Or
Was it a year ago? I guess it was about a year ago.
I don't. I'm going from memory, and my memory's not
Yeah,
great. So.
it might have been a year ago at this point. Yeah.
Like that's a crazy couple of years if you think about it.
The past maybe 2 years, I know for sure 2 years, I've almost had a game every weekend. Almost. Because I am on so many teams.
Yeah.
It's like I'm going from just game to game to game to game. I remember at one point it was like just 8 weeks just on going to different tournaments and stuff like that with different teams. But I don't know. I'm just saying.
I'll have to credit her. She did a profile video of you for Black History Month, and then she literally said, and I'll quote her,
I think she sleeps when she blinks.
Yeah,
because it's like even just recently, you went to World Cup, you went to RollerCon, and then you're here. You're here in Ottawa for some clinics.
Yep.
In Canada,
I drove here too.
You drove.
Yeah.
I mean, and then you said you're going to USARS after this.
Right. So I'm gonna drive to Boston, Massachusetts, get on a flight, go to Reno, play in those games, fly to my house, kind of get stuff settled, fly back to Boston, Massachusetts, or Buffalo, New York. I'm still deciding. And then I'll go do my final round in Canada with Toronto stuff.
That's dedication. And I don't know a lot about USARS. What is USARS, like the difference between USARS and...
So USARS is just another roller derby rule set. So it's still roller derby. It's just, I would say it's a little bit more about racing. You're racing. Yeah. So there's no stopping and going backwards or anything like that. So if you're the jammer and you're moving fast, the blockers are also moving fast with you. So you gotta be really fast and USARS to jam.
So almost like old roller derby?
Right.
Okay.
Right.
Makes sense.
But I like it. It's different. It makes me feel like it's almost like a game of cat and mouse. I'm chasing people. I do blocking and jamming for USARS. So it's just interesting. I always find myself chasing people down. So that's what I feel like. I'm in hot pursuit, chasing jammers down, chasing people down, fighting for my life. Sometimes you only get out of there with like 1 point, and you have to score. You can't call it off if you're getting tired. If you're getting tired and you're like trailing behind, right? You're just gonna be trailing behind for the whole, I believe 90 seconds. So their stuff is different too with the time. I think it's 90 seconds or 60 seconds. I think it's 90, but I will know by this weekend.
Yeah,
that's my brain. I play it. Of course, there's not that many USARS leagues around, so I play it every once in a while. So I have to refresh myself. But just know you have to score a point to call it off. So if you're not feeling hot that day, you're going to be just skating laps.
Oh my gosh. That's so funny. You played for Angel City at Champs.
Mm-hmm.
Any favorite memories from this last Champs?
From the last Champs? Just going to Champs was a shock to me. Not necessarily with Angel City, but the fact that I got to go to Champs, Well, one of my teammates was calling me like the wandering legend because I wasn't really affiliated with any teams for a period of time when I started my transport business because I was missing a lot of practice and stuff. But I was still playing with Anarchy and Black Diaspora and stuff who had more of a looser attendance policy. And when I got with Angel City, how that happened was, so there was Hometown Throwdown that Portland had put on, and I saw 2 or 3 skaters that I know don't live in California on that team. And I was just like, how did that happen? So I figured out how that happened, but I just left it alone from there. But when I had went to that Usher Super Bowl skating party, was when, you know, some of the Angel City folks were saying, you know, maybe consider come over here. These are our policies and kind of the type of thing. And then I decided to give it a shot as much as I can. Like I say, I do a lot of driving. So I drive over there, which is work. Like I'm working over there, so that's a good thing. But sometimes I have to fly over there. I might be on the East Coast working, but I need to make their attendance policy or show up for the event or games coming up. Like I want to be there to practice for the games coming up, that's for sure. So I try to make a priority to get over there, even if I'm working this side. So I'll fly over there for the practices, and then I'll fly back and I'll finish my jobs.
That is dedication. I think I had a note here somewhere that you did
The
something
eight-
for a practice. I think you drove like a crazy amount of
yeah.
time for a practice.
I drive 20-something hours all the time, but I have drove from Texas to Los Angeles area for practice 20-something hours to get there. I mean, I'm working at the same time, but you know, I want to go home too. So I go home for a little bit. And you know, just like you running out the door to go to practice, is practice starting 10 minutes, let me hurry up. Same thing for me, even though it's 20 hours sometimes. I'll be like, dang, I gotta go. I'm like sitting at the house, I'm like, man, I got about 30 hours left. I'm still sitting here. Okay, another few hours go by. I'm at the house doing stuff, washing clothes. I'm like, man, I only got 24. Let me get out of here. And then and then I started driving, and yeah, that's kind of how it goes.
Okay, none of us have any right to complain about our practice commutes after that.
But seriously, it is like that. Just like you run out of practice, you run out for practice, and it's like, oh, I gotta get there in 10 minutes. It's the same thing for me, but in hours and days.
That's wild. You drop in a lot of weeks. Like I'm trying to imagine how you get your like. I know you go to the gym, obviously, but like for actual skating, like how do you manage to get your skating time in as you're traveling?
I'm always doing like recreational and dance skating.
Right.
I know it's not the same as roller derby, but I'm still skating. You know, I would say I used to drop in more during like after the pandemic, so 2022 time frame when I was dropping in practices. The thing is, if the place where I'm dropping in for practice doesn't allow animals and I got dogs and stuff in the car, it's hard for me to do something like that. Now, if I'm happen to be at an Airbnb or a hotel where I can put the dog somewhere, then fine. Yeah, I can go to practice and do whatever. But sometimes I have 2 dogs, easy to manage. Sometimes I have like 6 dogs. Can't really go places like that.
That's tough.
Yeah.
Your job seems like it's perfectly suited, but also not perfectly suited.
It takes a lot of planning and coordination. Like anytime I got big games like champs, playoffs, and stuff like that, I try to make sure all the animals are delivered a day ahead of time. So even if I run late, car breakdown, something like that, something happens, I'm not running all the way up to the time of the warm up or whatever, right? So I'm highly coordinated on that. When it comes to practices or little scrimmages, I prioritize the scrimmages. Practices are prioritized as well, but I don't have to plan a day ahead. I can run all the way up to that practice and be okay. Now, if I'm staying somewhere for days, sometimes I offer my customers a discount if they would allow for their animal to stay with me a couple of days while I do this or that, whatever. And some of them are like, yeah, I'll take that discount. You can go play roller derby, hang out with my dog, you know? So some of them do take that discount. I know rescues jump on that offer as well. And yeah, that's kind of how I do it. I mean, that's how I did the live stream. Like I asked my customer, I was like, hey, this little thing came up. Would you be okay with them hanging out with me in Texas an extra night while I do the live stream thing? So that's how that happened.
And we got to meet your dog.
Yeah, I met Gabe and then I met one of my customers. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Found the game. So you said, okay, y'all, think I finally hit my threshold.
Yeah.
And it was driving about 45 hours, getting directly out of the car and playing a game.
Yeah.
How even?
I need to. If I go, I'll tell you later. I will figure out what route that was. But either I was coming, I have to have come from like Washington or something because I went all the way across the country. Yeah, that was bad. Don't do that. Don't. I do not advise doing that.
And
What I
rides are
did.
still open.
They opened, but they were blurry. They were blurry. You know.
That's incredible.
I was like, I don't advise that. That was the threshold right there.
Recently, I watched a live stream that you did for the All Women Sports Network. And in it, you said that Beast Mode is the president of your fan club. Is that right? And then you're the CEO?
Mm-hmm.
What role does Papa Freight have in your fan club?
I mean, I don't know. He's just my dad. Like, I don't know. Like, he doesn't have a role specifically. He's just Papa Great. He's just my dad. Always been a support person, even without roller derby. So I don't know. He's just Papa Great. So he's definitely in the fan club. He's definitely in the fan club, but he's more like just my dad. Like, I don't know.
It was so cute because I noticed that he came online, right? And you seemed like so surprised that
I was.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, how did you get there? He usually needs some help getting there. Like, I'm like, how you get up
I
there?
mean, that's a true fan.
Mhm.
Like, he figured out the technology. And that's not the first time he's surprised me, right?
He'll pop up places.
He pops up places like
Mhm.
Team USA scrimmage.
Yeah. He drove from Houston to St. Louis. So that's like 12-something hours. And then he drove straight back.
Like 24 hours round trip. That's amazing. Just to watch you play Team USA, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I also heard that you brought him to Austria with you.
Yeah, I did. So that's probably one of the reasons why he took so much effort to come to St. Louis, because maybe he didn't know if he was going to Austria or not, you know, type of thing. So I didn't tell him before that happened anyway. Yeah.
Was he really surprised?
Yeah, he was really surprised. Lost for words type of thing. Lost for words. He didn't know what to say. So, yeah.
The pride, I feel like he must have felt, you know, to see you playing for Team USA for one thing. But then to make the charter, obviously, to go play in the World Cup. And I think I saw somewhere, too, that you were saying that he wanted to see the highest level of derby. So what did he think of the World Cup?
Oh, he thought it was great. He had a good time. He watched all kinds of games. I know he wants to watch Team Japan and Chinese nations because he's really into Japan. So,
Cool.
So he was really interested in that game. And then, of course, he knows some of the skaters on Fuego Latino because when I was with Texas Roller Girls and stuff, some of my old teammates are on there. And then, of course, Black Diaspora, I'm on that team too, but I wasn't at the World Cup. But, you know, he wanted to see the outcomes of those games, so he was really excited to be there for the 2 days that he was.
Your rap battles leading up to World Cup with
Beast Mode.
With Beast Mode, yeah.
Wilhelmina.
Wilhelmina, yeah, from Black Diaspora.
Mhm.
So whose idea was that?
So the rap battle was my idea.
Okay.
And Beast Mode agreed to do the rap battle with me. And then Wilhelmina, a lot of things happened during the pandemic. I was singing on an app called Smule. It's a singing app.
Yes.
Karaoke. Online karaoke. And Wilhelmina had paired up with me before. During the pandemic, we sung The Lion King, we sung some other Disney song, all kinds of stuff. And she came up and said we should do a song together about the World Cup. And we ended up choosing the song The Girl Is Mine by Michael Jackson. We just changed the words, The Gold Is Mine. That's how that happened.
You're also part of Black Diaspora. Beast Mode is part of Indigenous Rising.
Black Diaspora, I've been playing with them for, I guess, 3 years or so. So it was interesting to see how they played in the tournament without me being one of their primary jammers. Of course, they had some other great jammers come on from ours. So that ain't nothing. But so they were fine. But it was interesting to see that and see the dynamic of the team from that viewpoint. But as far as Beast Mode, I'm always just supporting Beast Mode. I want Beast Mode to jam, but every once in a while, Beast Mode will jam. But yeah, I watch her games and stuff too, so I just support her in whatever she does. She's kind of been around since my very start, for the most part. When I was with Houston, she was a fan back then. She was a fan back then, and she was the one that wanted me to come coach Clarksville roller derby at the time. So that was my first solo coaching gig, which kind of kicked off everything that I do now. Whatever Beast Mode does, I don't know. I just be there.
So you're like the president of Beast Mode fan club.
Yeah, I don't know about that. Beast Mode, you know, she has a partner that's been by her side for a long, long time. I think that's her number one fan. And then some of the other local folks. Anyway, I think some other folks can up me.
That's
But I am
fair.
a fan of Beast Mode for a long time. But I don't know if I'm number one because there's other folks in her life that support her.
You're humble. It's okay.
Yeah.
You're humble.
I'm just saying. I just feel like
Beast Mode has a lot of fans.
I feel like I'm not number one. Anyway, we can ask Beast Mode. Ask Beast Mode.
Sounds good.
I might be on the top 10 at least.
Top 5.
Top 5.
Top 5. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Mhm.
also, speaking of World Cup and experiences, so I've seen that you are often head-to-head with Scald Eagle.
Yeah.
What was it like playing with Scald Eagle on the same team and on in the same bench?
I've been playing for so long that I have had opportunities to play with Scald Eagle. So it wasn't my first go around, but it's always like a really good time. Like Scald Eagle brings their personality on and off the track. And they're just really fun person to be around.
I was looking at your website and your list of accomplishments. I didn't see the World Cup gold on there, so I think you're going to need to update.
My website, my bio on the website has not been updated in a while.
You have a few more accomplishments.
Yeah, I'll work on that.
Yeah. What was it like to win gold?
It was good. I mean, that was my first World Cup, period. So I've never won any medal at the World Cup. So it was really cool to get a gold medal there.
And you've tried out 3 times. You said the first time you tried out as a blocker and you were only like 2 years in.
Yeah, it was the coach of it was Gotham Roller Girls at the time. That coach wanted me to go try out. So that's why I went to go try out that day. And I put pivot blocker. Even though they see me at that specific tournament, I think it was at Pennsylvania or something like that, they see me play as a jammer for Houston Roller Derby. So, with Houston Roller Derby, I'm really doing everything. Like I was pivot, blocker, jammer, whatever. They had me going through an interesting rotation. So yeah, I just went over there, did the tryout for the first time, and I got that experience playing with different levels of skaters, and that was fun.
The very last tryouts, you did put yourself as jammer only.
Yeah, like, let's just get real. I've been a jammer for the last 10 years. I really haven't blocked much in the last decade. I do get chances every once in a while, but it's like, I'm a jammer. People know me as Freight Train the jammer, not Freight Train the blocker, Freight Train the pivot, just Freight Train the jammer. So I thought that was going to be the best suited role for me on the USA Roller Derby team because that's just what I do. Like my whole life is jamming for the most part. So
You clearly worked out. And
Yeah.
love the hair too, by the way.
Thank
I
you.
saw a really nice photo where you said that you wanted it to look like a flag.
Mhm.
Any luck on getting another photo with it pointing the right way, I guess?
There's a couple of photos that have potential. But I really like when the hair's like you're coming from a jump and it makes a wave or doing something also and not just sitting on the back of my head like this. So I see something like that, but who knows? I thought about it, but I thought about like just put a little post like I need the photographers to look for this certain shot, but I don't want them to be like, hyper focused on getting that, I
mean,
want
they
it to
would
just
be.
happen. I didn't want it to just happen, which is why I like that one jumping photo that I did post about where it was doing like a wave and then I had the jammer star on. I'm
Yeah.
like, that was the closest to what I envisioned.
Yeah, the red and white was really visible, so that looked
Mhm.
really cool. At the clinic, you were talking about always having an emergency plan or always changing your plan according to what's happening.
Mhm.
And I noticed for World Cup, you said the coaching was almost too good.
Yeah.
And you found yourself staring at the third turn coach quite a bit. What is coaching like when it's too good?
Something else I talk about for jammers is don't always be too reliant on your coaches or captain or whoever's because you want to be able to think for yourself sometimes too. But the way our coaching staff was set up, all that experience, they kind of told you what to do. And it's been a while since I've had that type of coaching style where they kind of tell you every pass, there's some type of direction. Not always, but nowadays it's kind of like Freight Train. Do what you want to do. We trust you, type of thing.
That sounds
So that's what I'm used to. That's what I'm accustomed to. So me always looking at the third bench coach and then, looking at the main coach doing hand signals was something that I have not visited in a while. So it's almost throwing me off a little bit when I'm jamming. I'm used to looking this way, but I'm like, wait, they said I need to look this way. So I'm like, and instead of my eyes going here, I'm like, wait, I gotta check for this person, see what they doing. They might be doing something like this. And I go around and
right.
just, constantly
A lot
checking
of
in.
this.
Constantly
You're
checking.
doing great. Just keep going. What was the coaching style like for Team USA? You said that the obviously really high caliber coaches. Was it different than what you're usually used to?
Yeah, I would say it's more structured training, more concise plans, more definitely like strategies, right? So this is the strategy that we want to go in with, and it's like a firm decision, and this is what we practice type of thing. So I just feel like it's more formal, right? It's not like, what are we going to work on today? Like showing up to practice like that. So there's different coaching styles. So everybody brought their flavor to it, and it was good. This is my first run with anything USA roller derby. You had Baller, Vito, and Kyle were the coaches this year.
Would you?
Would I? I could consider. Don't think that, yeah. I'm looking at you. I would love to do more like jammer coaching, like paying attention to jammers.
Yeah.
Like, if anything, but I haven't like not coached. Like I've done like some bench coaching and stuff before. It's really fun at the rec league level because usually it's the first time experience and looking for guidance and stuff anyway. And when we are doing good, it's like a big deal. So
yeah,
I've won 2 of my rec league coaching debuts. So
very nice. You have an amazing sports psychology. I don't know if you ever studied it or you read books but holy moly, like you really have a lot of really good tidbits. Where does this come from? Are you just naturally gifted at sports psychology?
That's just what I think. I mean, I meant to make a video about this. I probably will later, but I've been fortunate enough to where the first league that I came in with, Houston Roller Derby, those coaches wasn't hyper focused on penalties being a negative thing. So my first experience with penalties wasn't like, don't do that, don't go to the box, don't do this. It was like, hey, Freight Train, can you fix that? Or get me my points back that people scored on me. So that's always how I've thought. Like, even if I'm sitting in the penalty box, I would count how many points maybe the other jammer scored. Hopefully it's 0-0 blocker trying to take care of business. But if they do score, I would try to get the points back as what I learned when I initially came in, right? So I think, again, I feel fortunate that I had that experience with penalties first before some of these other skaters experience where they get sat because they got a penalty or they get yelled at or something very negative happens because they got a penalty. So now that person's afraid to get a penalty. They're afraid to try harder. They're afraid to make a mistake. Where my experience was different. I made a mistake, fix it, try to fix it, type of thing.
So good.
Yeah, give it a clip on that. Let's share that.
Yeah, I'll send it to you. You can. I want to ask you about apex jumps.
Oh boy.
This was really cool. So, so you apex jumped over someone. So you jumped over someone.
That was crazy.
Yeah. Do you want to talk to me about your whole that whole arc of apex jumping?
So number one, I went and looked back at my original video where I was like, I want to jump the apex like the other jammers. That's what I said. I think that was in November of 2024 when I posted that. Maybe a little off, but I feel like I came a long way. Like, it has to be clear as day. Back in the day, it has to be clear as day for me. Like, they got to be looking like this over here, and I'm going over there like I'm sneaking by. Right. But the fact that I was able, the thing is for me is it's not. I want to stick the landing, but for me it's all about doing it. Like I never could imagine. Like if you watch the last video I posted, all 4 of them blockers were looking at me, and I still went and jumped anything. That's something I was never done.
You got it too, didn't you?
I did get it. That hand drag, but I made it. That hand dragged a little bit and I kind of fell. But the fact that I even attempted the jump was a big thing for me. That when I said the audacity, that's what I was talking about. The audacity of me to go try to jump the
With 4
apex
sets of
with
blocker eyeballs.
everybody looking at me. The audacity, like I would have never done that.
That's awesome. And you did it at Worlds, right?
Yeah.
Like
That's crazy.
that's amazing.
That's crazy. But anyways.
So you're gonna keep working on it.
Just keep working on it. I mean, they can only get better and better. I ain't the number one apex jumper, but I mean, I think people, some of the people that follow me for a while, they like to see the progress, right? They know Freight Train usually don't be jumping no apex. And they're like, oh, look at Freight Train jumping the apex. So I'm always striving to learn something new. Really, that it came from me getting bored with my own jamming. Right, so I wanted to go learn something else, to do something else, to keep myself interested in my own jam. I'm like, I'm bored with my jam. I'm gonna start jumping the apex now. That's kind of what started happening.
Damn. Speaking of Worlds too, so you have some new skates. You have some Team USA skates, but it's a new relationship, so they didn't get any playtime.
Let me tell you what happened the night before. So I had a plan for them. I was going to skate in my Boom Pow Memorial skates for the first game. And then I was going to give the USA skates a shot. But the thing is, when they had that roller disco party or whatever, I didn't get a chance to skate in them again. So I only skated in them like one time. And then they had made me upset because I accidentally left like my inserts and stuff inside of there when I went to my second game and I didn't have it in my old skates. So that's weird. So I was already thinking about that. I'm like, now I'm mad at them. Okay? Now I'm already like upset with them. I'm like, okay, definitely not gonna have any playtime now. But anyways, I had to buy new inserts and stuff to make my skates comfortable. Like I'm used to skating with like a little sleeve and stuff around my ankle now.
Yeah.
And not having the sleeve, not having the heel cup. Nobody sells heel cup at the venue, so I have to do without those. But it was weird not having the sock part. So I was like, I gotta buy those. Anyway,
that's fair.
We still on good terms, but
yeah,
that upset me too.
I can imagine.
Yeah, I was like, wow.
Are they gonna get some playtime at the MRDA champs?
Probably not.
No,
probably not. I always have like a slow build with each of my skates, even with Fisher and Price. Like, do you know Fisher and Price?
Yeah.
Are you familiar? Okay,
yeah, I'm familiar.
Okay.
Yeah.
If you don't know Fisher and Price, you won't understand. But if you know who Fisher and Price is, they also had like a slow roll. All of my skates are never introduced to roller derby first.
Okay.
It's always introduced to dance skating first because that's where a lot of my passion lies, in dance skating. So they have to know how to do that first before they go to roller derby. I won't allow it.
And you put up with a lot from Fisher and Price, especially near the end, and you still tried to make it work.
Yep, I did. I just couldn't let go.
No.
I mean, that was a long relationship. Yeah, that's been my longest skate relationship to date.
You're super creative, and I watched a ton of skits that you did. So you had this whole saga about the Fisher and Price, and then also the CEO recruitment videos you did were so funny. I just loved how you played the different characters. How do you come up with these ideas? And
I don't know, it's just all in my head.
Yeah.
So, of course, CEO Jammer recruitment started during the pandemic. So I had that show going for a little bit. And I know there was a group of people that really liked the little show that I was doing. So I decided to just do like a cameo and bring it back for like Fisher and Price Gone Missing. So yeah, that was really fun. Yeah, it was good.
you were talking about Fisher and Price's Eagle because they ended up on the With the Champs poster.
Yep, that was crazy.
I couldn't find a picture of you with the poster, but I found a picture of Miracle Whips and Falcon Punch standing in front of the poster of you and Scald Eagle and Fisher and Price, of course.
Yeah.
You have this massive banner, which looks so good. I actually did think it was a green screen when you were on the live
A
stream.
lot of people thought it was green. Oh, that's a big banner that I got at the house.
So I love that you asked to keep it, but like also find a use for it. So is this going to be a staple in your future live streams? This big?
Yeah, I mean, unless I get another banner. It was a nice backdrop.
It's a good photo.
Yeah,
yeah,
it was a
it's
good
great
backdrop.
photo.
So it's up there hanging by duct tape. Well, this whole the live stream thing was a last minute idea type of thing. So I was trying to hang it up there with command tape.
Yeah,
That did not work.
too heavy. Yeah,
Way too heavy. Way too heavy. So I just happened to find some duct tape in my house, and I'm just gonna tape it up to the wall. When it's your house, you do whatever you want. So I'm just like, who cares if the paint comes up? I'm just taping it up on the wall.
So if you have some visitors, like a contractor or something, what do you think they're gonna think if they walk into that room and they're?
I don't care what they think. It's my house. I don't care what they think. Like, I say, what question is that? Easy answer.
Yeah,
Easy answer.
Also, I wanted to ask your jam skating friends, do they know what a big deal you are in Derby, or is that you just not talking about it?
I would say the ones that are on my social media, they know. But when it was quiet in Derby during the pandemic,
Yeah.
none of my skate students knew who I was, period. As far as like freight train, I just never brought it up. And that was very interesting, being forced out of Derby for that year, almost 2 years, really. Everybody I was interacting with those 2 years, nobody knew of freight train, heard of freight train, cared about freight train. They just knew me as Tinisha, their skate instructor, and there was a community built with that. And the same thing, I started teaching step aerobics. Same thing. They didn't know I'm a freight train. They knew I roller skated, but okay, you teach skate lessons in Austin. Cool. But that's about it, you know?
I love your merch. Who designs your merch?
When I first had the initial, like, this is the original design right here. That's the original. Yep.
You can buy it at the clinic.
Yep.
Yeah.
That was designed by some graphic designer that I work with to help me build my website.
Nice. I mean, it's great merch, and also I love this recent.
Yeah, that's kind of the new one.
I got hit by a freight train and lived.
People have been asking me for that for years, and I finally got around to making something like that.
So going back to Black Diaspora, you talked about being one of the few Black skaters in a jamming space.
Interesting is I didn't know the impact of being one of the few Black jammers out in the roller derby space. So anytime that I interact with other Black skaters, it's interesting to hear them say you're the first Black jammer I've ever seen, you're the only Black jammer I've ever seen. And that touches my heart quite a bit because I didn't know how much I represented that space, especially for the jammers, and it always touches my heart when.
Like, I hear that, like, quite a bit. So say there is a skater that's a Black skater. Usually people refer them to my videos or my games and things like that. I think it's because I am known quite a bit and I'm on social media all the time, very present, that usually I'm the first person someone think of when they're referring people to my jamming style or play, or if someone asks, are there any Black jammers out there? Usually the first person that pops up, oh, freight train. And that's kind of what I was talking about there.
What is it like playing in Black Diaspora and like having that community of skaters on the same team?
I mean, it's cool to play with other Black skaters. Like when I first started, there was a few of us in Houston roller derbies. There was maybe 4 or 5 that I saw, so I wasn't necessarily like on my own. And Texas in general, like when I went to Texas roller derby, same thing. There was a handful. It wasn't a ton, but it was a handful. It's fun playing with my community of skaters, and it's really cool what's come from Black Diaspora. I mean, that team definitely like kept me like relevant during some of the times where like I really wasn't on the team, but Black Diaspora was getting invited to high-level tournaments. So I got to go play with Black Diaspora. If it wasn't for Black Diaspora, I probably wouldn't be playing in some of those tournaments because I was just kind of floating around, right? I didn't really have a home league for like a couple years.
Right.
So that gave me the opportunity to still play at the high level and still be seen, right? So that was really cool from that aspect. And then of course at roller time, it's a fun game. So
Well, and just the level of talent on Black Diaspora
yeah,
is crazy.
yeah.
Uh,
That's another thing. Like, there's some really good skaters out there, and getting them all together on one team, and people seeing that, hey, this team is really, really competitive. Even though they're not with the team yet, they're really competitive. Let's invite them. The fact that other with the teams want to invite Black Diaspora out to play, that should say a lot about that team.
I think fans want to see it too.
Right.
Like, fans want to see a Black Diaspora game because it's a good game.
Yeah, let me tell you about the good game. Before I went to Angel City, Black Diaspora played Angel City, and we won that game.
Oh,
that was a good game. Go watch Hometown Throwdown. That was crazy.
I will.
That was crazy.
Earlier, I was talking about people knowing you're a really big deal, and you have a lot of fans. What is the most memorable fan experience you had? Because I know you made a post about it was the second time someone asked you to sign their chest. Right. I was wondering if there was like any other memorable fan experiences you've run into.
I mean, something that's interesting, especially now, is ever since I started my pet transport business, I can actually visit my fans. So if I'm in the area, in Hamtramck in Portland, Oregon, he drives buses and stuff. And I got a chance to visit him in his city, and we went and we ate some food with his partner, and it was a good time. And then same thing with Blue, who does the massages and stuff at the roller derby events. I got the chance to go visit her up in Sacramento area and got a massage while I was driving animals around. So it's really cool to go visit my friends and fans outside of roller derby and maybe go do something with them. I got a chance to go to Iceland because of a fan that wanted me to go over there. I never even thought about going to Iceland to go look at roller derby or look at the northern lights. It was kind of cloudy that day, but that's where the northern lights are a lot, I hear. But that was really cool. Ultimately, like, because I do have so many fans, supporters, people that follow me all around the world, I get a chance to explore the world more than what, say, some folks get to do.
Oh, absolutely. You've been so many places. What's your favorite place that you visited for derby or skating?
I mean, New Zealand is great. I mean, it's just different. I don't know. I like the New Zealand. New Zealand, Australia, mainly because everything is like opposite. I think that's one of like, everything's opposite, so it's like weird. But I got a chance to drive in Australia and stuff, visit a few places there. I did that Zorb ball. You know what that is?
No.
So there's a video online of me doing it. I think I posted it on it. It's a long time ago. But anyway, you get inside this big plastic ball and you get thrown down a mountain and then you're bouncing in this ball and there's water and you slide in and
I'm going to have to find that video,
I'll send it to you. Yeah. So it's called zorbing, and they take you're in a big plastic ball, they take it up a mountain, and they roll you down. So you're rolling down.
Doesn't sound safe at all. Are you strapped in somehow?
No. So there's the outer plastic, and then there's the inner plastic where you are. They put water in it, so as you're sliding, you're kind of sliding around down like this. Okay. So you're not really like, pop, 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 pop. Okay, yeah. It's like a water slide. I mean, you do bounce. You do bounce up a little bit and stuff, but it's not like throwing yourself down a hill and you're just kind of flailing around all crazy. Like, you're in the inner bubble, so you're kind of protected a little bit.
And I guess they make sure that there's no cliffs or anything as they're throwing you down.
Then I got on the big air, went flying off a cliff. Okay, it wasn't a big cliff, but to me, inside the ball, it felt like a cliff. It felt like I went flying off a cliff, and then I went bouncing down the trail of the mountain trail. Anyways, I think that was my favorite one.
Yeah, it was safe. Like, it was for recreation, people visiting New Zealand. It wasn't like extreme zorbing.
Is there extreme zorbing?
I don't know. I'm pretty sure somebody has been thrown off of all kinds of stuff, but I'll have to look that up. So
Would you do it?
Huh?
Extreme hip hop step and then extreme zorbing? Is that?
It depends on what the extreme is. Like, am I getting launched off of Mount Everest? Then no. Then no, I'm not doing that. But if it's like a longer hill and you're bouncing more, right. That would be fun. Maybe hitting something that kind of about like like the machines. You know what I'm talking about? The one pinball machine.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, and you're kind of bouncing off of
Yes.
stuff. That sounds fun. That sounds fun.
Or even with friends, a bunch of you in Zords, and then you're just bouncing against each other.
That would be fun too. Yeah. They do have the one where you can ride with someone else. You know, both just kind of slide
In the same ball.
In the same ball.
That doesn't sound safe either. Last night you were talking about whips.
Mhm.
And you told us a funny story about how you did a t-shirt whip and it went wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So
there's been a couple of them. Yeah.
Well, this is it. So what I'm leading at,
Uh-huh.
so what you told about, I thought you were going to tell us about this other one, which I'm about to show you, which
Uh-huh.
I'm pretty sure you're going to remember. Where is it?
Yeah. A lot of folks say they're gonna call it the copper time.
Did you see this reel?
Stop whipping off my shorts. Stop whipping off my shorts.
I said stop.
Oh no, I did not see that. Wow.
I think that would be so funny. You did a collab. Anyway, just content idea there. And you only started step aerobics during the pandemic, right?
I've been doing step aerobics since 2017. Extreme
Oh.
hip hop step since 2017. Traditional step since 2015.
Okay.
So I guess I hit the 10-year mark on that too. I can talk about that.
Happy
But,
anniversary.
But I started teaching in like October 2020. Yeah, so
I've watched some of your videos. You just turn up the dial on difficulty. Like you're still following the callouts, but you're adding spins and like all this stuff. Are people able to follow you? Or I guess when you're doing the callouts, are you making it a bit easier and it's just a challenge yourself?
when I'm teaching, I keep it basic. We do go into like advanced step movements, but I'm not bringing any flair into what I'm doing. Not when I'm instructing, because that's hard for new people to
Right.
understand. If I say do a jump shot and I go run off somewhere and then come back on the beat, they're gonna think that's a jump shot. And
Okay.
it's not, right? So I should be demoing the actual call out when I'm teaching. Now, if it's a group of my students that've been there a while, they already know the process. Like they shouldn't be staring at me while I'm doing that. They should be listening
Yeah.
and maybe doing their own little things they want, and they do eventually at some point. But if it's just them and there's nobody new there, then yeah, I can do extra stuff because they know how it's supposed to be. But anyways, that's a whole other realm.
Yeah,
Follow
but
step
it's
with Tinisha. That's a
super
whole other
cool.
page.
So the step training though is great cross training, I guess, for jamming, right? Like that's primarily what you do for off skates. I know you said you also go to the gym
Mm-hmm.
because obviously you travel so much and you're always sitting in the car.
Mhm.
But have you found that the
Step aerobics.
step aerobics,
Yeah. Mhm.
step aerobics helps with jamming?
I feel like it helps with all facets of derby. I mean, it's footwork. It's making your feet move fast. You're also tapping into your muscular endurance because you're stepping up a step. You can add risers to it if you want. It's really good for your cardio endurance and things like that. So it's not just for jamming, it's for all aspects of derby. So blockers, pivots, everybody really. But it does help with footwork, jamming, moving your feet fast. Tap, 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 tap.
I'm kind of curious. You've done so many different types of skating,
Mhm.
but I haven't seen you do any park skating.
So when it was hot, it's still hot, but like when it first came out with the chicks and bowls and all that stuff, like when it was really really hot starting off, like I went to the skate park a little bit, but that's just not something that I'm interested in for me.
But you went down a mountain in a ball. So I feel
that
like
ain't no skates. That ain't skate park. That's an entirely different thing. Yeah, I wasn't interested in that particular style of skating. I do think it's cool and it's awesome. I love the flips and tricks, but it's not something I aspire to do. So I said, if I'm gonna go down, I'd rather go down in derby or dance skating type of thing. So, which I did end up breaking my ankle in a clinic. So. But I'm just saying, I don't want to go down doing something I didn't really care for,
yeah, that makes
Like,
sense. Yeah.
Yeah, I'd rather go down in one of these two things.
And that was your one major injury, right? Like
Yeah.
the ankle break, yeah.
Yeah.
I was listening to your story about that and just your steadfastness of getting the job done. Like your knee scooter broke and like you still had to you had a job to do, so you still delivered the animals with a broken ankle.
I did, yeah.
That's wow.
I was not so. Remember, when I broke my ankle, it was somewhere way far. I was about 20 hours away from home. So, but I had animals to take. I wasn't gonna cancel on all those people. I felt okay. There's no excruciating pain. If anything, like I talked about, my leg was turning into like an elephant leg, so it's getting really big and whatever. So every once in a while, I stop and I put it up on the dash. My legs kind of don't show my sheet. I put it up on the dash. I just kind of let the swelling go down. But I let them know what happened because I was delayed. Right, so I wasn't showing up exactly on time anymore. You know, there was one customer was like, "How are you gonna walk my dog?" I'm like, "Man, I got a retractable leash. I know how to do this." You know, I got I mean, at the time, I only had the crutches, but kind of hopped around a little bit. But I could take the dogs to the restroom. Okay, we might not be able to like walk and but I want to get you your animals. I don't want to cancel on you. One person for their child's birthday and stuff. So I got all that done. And then I went home and finished up that last flight nanny gig that I had on the plane. I mean, I talked to my doctor about that. He said, watch out for blood clots and stuff like that. So, I mean, of course I can't watch, but that's the risk, Yeah. Yeah, but I completed all that. Once that was done, then I kind of focused in on what's happening. I'm thinking like, I got to go in right away. They was like, just sit another week. I was like, really? I guess it's not that serious. Look, this is how much I didn't know. Again, I don't know people that have broken bones. I didn't even know bones grew back, That's how much I didn't know. I didn't even know bones grew back. That's how much I didn't know what's going on, So I was calling doctors and stuff like that. And once I found someone that I liked around the area, got started on that.
Do you have metal in it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you do. Okay.
Yeah, still there.
Nice. That's amazing. And I mean, if you need some pet transport, look at how dedicated Tinisha is.
Shane Porter Tinisha, baby. Check me out.
I'll put the link.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I'm like, hold on. Okay. I feel like roller skating has changed my life.
Yay! Mm-hmm. Great job. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
Well, obviously, great job. But
Trying not to fall is so much fun. Feels on wheels.